The coronavirus has unfortunately reached Burundi. The first patients are under treatment. The Burundians greatly appreciate the Minister of Public Health and the fight against AIDS, who reassured them that a positive test is not synonymous with illness, let alone death. All the same, since the announcement of the positive tests and first patient, panic has set in among the population, especially as many of their questionings remain unanswered. Indeed, news tell us that developed countries normally equipped with hospitals, equipment, and healthcare personnel in sufficient quantity and quality are today overwhelmed by the rapid spread of the virus. They lack everything and count deaths by hundreds every day and the positive tests by thousands. We are also informed that these countries have taken drastic measures to protect and encourage their citizens to protect themselves. Those who did not do so early enough are now regretting. What is Burundi waiting for? What lesson are we learning from this situation? Which will certainly happen and even be worse in our country given the limited resources we have. Your Excellency Minister of Health, you are the government expert on public health. Advise the national authorities, speak to them as a technician, and encourage them to take all the necessary measures to limit the transmission of this virus and thus save the population. As Minister of Public Health and the fight against AIDS, it is your responsibility to assess the capacity of response of our health system, our medical staff, and our equipment in order to send an alarming signal calling upon the government to quickly look for the necessary assistance before it gets too late. Indeed, until when? With what capacity? With what human and logistical resources will the Institut National de Santé Publique alone carry out the tests and deploy technicians all over the territory? What will happen when the hospitals get saturated? Some authorities are already anticipating this shortfall and are requesting contributions from NGOs in their constituencies. We all wish we hadn't thought about this scenario, which seemed catastrophic yesterday, but it still can be possible and real tomorrow. But prevention is always better than treatment, better safe than sorry. To the administrative officials and leaders of the political parties, it is regrettable that your concerns at this time are whether or not political rallies will be held, while these will expose your constituencies to death, even though they will only be your voters if they survive the scourge. As for us, Barundikazi, let's not wait for orders from above to protect us. Let's use our intelligence and the information we have. Who has ever forced us to go to bars, nightclubs, and any other gatherings today known as areas of high contamination? Let's help our own families and our neighbors, making sure we do not expose ourselves. Sisters Barundikazi, let's make it a point of honor to share the little we have with our neighbor. Together, united and in solidarity with our communities, we will defeat this scourge. This is a message from the Women and Girls Movements for Peace and Security in Burundi.